think we got everyone here. All right, share my screen. Present.
Oh, am I the little squid?
Yeah.
Yo,
All right. Yeah, we got a new template today. But welcome again, everyone. Thank you all for joining for Space City Rocketry General Meeting, July 20th, 2021. So first, the agenda today, we're going to be going over a few things. First off, some shout outs to some of y'all. First, sub-team updates of the summer and for us are going to be happening. A little bit of lab expectations, some of the scope for the summer, just reinstating things, meeting videos on YouTube, and then finally some kind of an announcement for like summer recruiting. So first off, some shout outs. Thank you all sub-team leads and all the members for joining all the meetings, for being in the general meetings, sub-team meetings. I really appreciate it. We already started working on everything Zenith. This week we'll be having more meetings. There's going to be 3 of them on Thursday and a few more over the weekend. So then also thank you, Carlos. He's not here today, but Carlos Soriano, he's the one who had these template slides. So I'm using those with his permission. I really like them. And then also working very, very hard with recovery. He's been going over a lot for those recovery meetings. He already started talking about the possible design process and some ideas for recovery. Also analysis, being at the lab and starting working on the trace study over what simulation software we're going to be using for the next year. Yesterday, Robbie was there working very, very hard. So shout out to all of y'all. Now, what y'all been waiting for, the first sub-team updates. So that's the order I want y'all to go by right now. So first off, 30K propulsion sub-team update.
So we had our first general meeting on Thursday and we went over the deliverables in time for the PDR. We also went over a view of 10K since I thought it would be helpful to look at a successful flights motor, how that worked. We also went over what makes 30K different than 10K. And we looked over the old stuff before the new semester. So the decision matrices, promoter class and staging.
All right, thank you, Tal. Analysis.
So for analysis, we had our first meeting last Thursday. It went pretty well. Right now it's just me, Amy, and Omar, so shout out to them. Our first task has been, as Irvin mentioned, our flight simulation software trade study. So to determine whether we should use or continue use of OpenRocket or switch to a different software for our predicted apogee mainly. So I was in the lab messing around with a few of those options, and we hope to have a decision soon. And in the future, I think we're going to look at least for the summer, starting to learn FEA and CFD through some professors that we can reach out to, and also talking to the RICE team and seeing what their experience is with it and any advice, I guess, they can offer. Also, we'll be working with some other sub-teams, I guess, very soon and upcoming, mainly regarding some validation of your systems, and maybe we can do some practice with Oberon systems and validation of that, and then some other mathematical models and projects I have in mind. So excited for the future and ready to continue working.
Thank you, Ravi. Up next is V.
Hi, I'm V. I'm the avionics sub-team lead. So with avionics, we haven't had our first meeting yet. We have just scheduled our meeting for this Sunday at 5. I did go ahead and give avionics a design challenge to think of by the time the meeting comes around, and obviously throughout the rest of the year. And the design challenge that I have for them is to try and develop a way in which we can remotely and from outside of the rocket be able to turn on and off the avionics system with a physical disconnect. So that is where we're working on right now.
Thank you, V. And then for recovery, I'll be giving the update. Carlos is working, so he just sent me a message of what he wanted me to say. He said that recovery the last week has been going over the IREC design constraints and other design constraints based on minimizing weight. For now, we're still in the brainstorming phase, but over the next following weeks, we'll be discussing different possible designs as proposed by recovery members. I know this last meeting, he talked about single bay dual deployment system and other like specific things he thinks could work for recovery. Those slides, I think he has them in the drive right now. If not, I can share them with y'all. It was way more detailed than just that. But and then yeah, I guess next up would be structures.
Alrighty, so we went ahead and had our first meeting on Saturday. Mostly what we talked about was the fin canister design, because obviously the MMM isn't going to be suitable if we're going for a minimum diameter rocket. So that's something we're looking into different designs for. We have 2 right now. And then besides that, we need to start looking at materials. So we'll start doing research on that soon. Same thing with fin designs. And yeah, that's pretty much all the update we have.
And then SCR propulsion. Okay, I don't think. One second.
I don't think Ozzy's in here right now, so I think we're good there.
All right. Yeah, let's go to the next slide.
Okay, so some quick lab expectations going forward. I think a lot of work went into cleaning up the lab and making it look nice and neat. It looks great, it looks amazing, and so we want to keep it that way. And so basically, just few expectations going forward is just clean up after yourself. You're free to do whatever you want in there, work on anything, but just make sure you're cleaning up after yourself. Even if it's not you and you have a little bit of free time, go ahead and you pick some things up. Just, it's not our lab at the end of the day, so we want to make sure that we're respectful of the space and treating it like a lab. And so that goes on to say no food and no horseplay. I know I've been guilty of that before, just bringing a snack to the lab and getting a little playful. But starting off a new semester, I think a good rule of thumb would just be keeping those to a minimum. And then a few words on the summer scope. I know a lot of you guys have already started doing your sub-team meetings and coming up with designs and stuff and challenges. So just keep working on that. I think if you guys want to start like working on like prototypes or like testing different designs with like smaller versions of it, I think that'll be great. I think if you guys start working on some bill of materials or like times that you might need to like, fully build these different designs and everything, I think you should start working on that, just so that way we have an idea of like a little bit of how long it's going to take and the funding that we're going to need for that. So ideally we have that like 2 months from now. So really it's like 7 weeks, but the PDR will be presenting all these designs and concepts that we came up with to maybe sponsors, alumni, and professors. So having those designs like pretty thoroughly thought out, so that way they can get some feedback on that will be really, really good. And hopefully all this stuff is done, said and done by November, so that way we can start building at that point. So, yeah.
So, so something I want to start doing this year is basically recording the meetings and then posting them on YouTube either the same night or the night after. Basically, just if somebody's really busy and they can't really come to a meeting or something, they'll have the option to just watch it, catch up, and that goes too with sub-team meetings and also like any other stuff that they think will be important to be on the YouTube channel. it will be under the AIAA YouTube channel. And so anything that any sub-team thinks is important, like an assembly video or any instructions as to how to do something, that can go in there. And then just keeping it organized just to make it easy for anyone to hop on YouTube and see like, oh, hey, this is a structures video. They're talking about assembling, let's say, the MMM. So things like that is something we want to do this year. Just because also we don't want to have them just in the Google Drive because it takes a lot of memory and it takes a very long time to upload sometimes. So I guess if you have like extra space on your Google Drive, you can upload it, but I recommend just letting Goose or I know, hey, I want to upload something on the AIAA YouTube channel, and then we'll take care of it then. And then, so also very important thing is the summer recruiting. So we've had 2 interviews this week with 2 potential members. And so we just wanted to ask y'all, if you know anyone who is interested in the team and you think they're going to be a really good fit, they're going to be working hard, they're going to be committed, then let us know. We can schedule an interview with them. So for the summer, just for this next month, we won't do an application, but we will do the interview. On that interview though, don't expect, and you can let them know too, and I'll let them know when I email them, that there won't be any technical questions. We just kind of want to get to know them and see where they will fit with the team, how free they are for the summer and then in the fall. So just message us, give us their email, and we'll schedule something. But don't like announce it as if it was an official recruitment. Just if you know someone personally, just message them, be like, hey, it's open right now. Can I have your email? And then send it to us. And then again, we have a lot of ideas for recruitment in the fall, a lot of very interesting ideas that we're going to be doing. That will be the official recruitment. That's when you can start like just spreading the word and everything. We'll have a lot more people trying to apply. We'll actually have real applications with the more questions than usual. So yeah, that's that for recruitment. And now we are ready for any questions you'll have about any of the sub-team updates, or anything we talked about today. I will.
Mine's not really a question, but for analysis meetings, I think I'm planning on having them on Teams through the AIAA team. So that way also the recordings can just stay within our channel, and then you'll be able to access them just straight through Teams. You don't have to upload them anywhere.
Okay, so you can access the recordings on Teams. Like, do they stay there automatically?
Yeah, they should. I haven't tested it out yet, but from my experience with other classes, it should just stay there.
Okay. Yeah, I think somebody brought up the idea of just maybe using Teams for the sub-team meetings, but I will let y'all decide what works best for each sub-team. Somebody said it will stay in the chat on Teams. Okay. Any other questions? About anything? Nope. All right. Well, I guess the meeting officially ends here, so you are free to go, but you can always stay and just chat about anything. I will stop sharing my screen and pause the recording.
Yeah.
So I